Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Matt here. So, a little history. Today's history lesson. If you remember back then, I think it was summer of 2020, during the pandemic, we found out that Disney was greenlit a live-action Hercules movie based on their animated movie that came out in 1997. I remember that movie very well. You know, that's the one movie that people don't talk about when they talk about their Disney animated movies. You know, we hear about The Lion King, we hear about Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, Cinderella, what else? Yeah, I mean, Peter Pan, you know, those are the main ones that people talk about. But in 97, there was this animated Hercules movie that came out that, I don't know about anyone else. Oh yeah, we also talking about Mulan. But anyway, there was a 97, there was an animated Disney film, and I'm one of those people that really enjoyed it. I used to watch that movie a lot, along with The Lion King and Aladdin, back then, along with Mulan. I still remember one day I came home from Boy Scouts, we had our Pinewood Derby tournament, and I came home and I put on Hercules, the VHS copy. So that's a good movie. After hearing this announcement that I'm going to get into, I actually went back and watched it on Disney Plus the other day. You know, actually it's one of the longer Disney animated movies. It was like an hour and 40 minutes, which back then their animated movies were like 90 minutes or 80 to 90 minutes, and that was it, tops. So, that was about an hour and 40. So longer than most of their animated Disney movies from the 90s and 80s. But and then we heard in 2020 that the Russo brothers were going to produce a live-action Hercules movie for Disney. Now we've had other Hercules movies. We had two in the same year. I want to say in 2014, the one with The Rock, and then the one with one of the guys from the Twilight movies did another Hercules movie. Both of them weren't good. Both of them bombed. So Disney has decided, like all their animated films, to turn them into live action. You know, we've got in Cinderella, Maleficent, The Lion King, Aladdin. What else did we get? Beauty and the Beast. This year we're going to have Pinocchio. Next year we're going to have The Little Mermaid. So, you know, Disney is just cranking out their old IPs and turning them into live action movies now. So, and you know, we had Mulan out in 2020, you know. So, Disney is now saying, hey, what about that Hercules movie? Trust me, very soon we're going to hear about Tarzan. That'll be next. And the Russo brothers are going to be producing the people behind Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, Captain America Civil War, Captain America The Winter Soldier. And last Friday, not this past Friday, the following Friday, we heard that Guy Ritchie is going to be directing the Hercules movie. Now this was very interesting for number one. Guy Ritchie directed the live-action Aladdin movie that came out in 2019. Don't forget, we also had Dumbo out that year too. Another live-action movie from Disney. But Guy Ritchie did the Aladdin movie. And they were talking about doing a sequel to Aladdin. Because there actually is an animated sequel called The Return of Jafar for Aladdin. So everyone thought, okay, he's going to go on and do Aladdin 2. Well, apparently not. No. Not so fast. Now, we don't know if this is because of all the Will Smith drama, since he played the genie in the first Aladdin live-action movie. We don't know if Disney's putting Aladdin 2 on hold for a little bit. I like the Aladdin movie. I thought the Aladdin movie was actually pretty good. Better than most of their animated or live-action movies that they've done. I think Aladdin was one of the best so far. So, seeing that Guy Ritchie saying, you know what, I'm going to take a break from Aladdin, I'm going to go do Hercules. And this is good, in my opinion. Like I said, I like his Aladdin movie, so if he can come over and do Hercules. Not to mention, if you remember, Guy Ritchie did that King Arthur movie with Charlie Hunnam. What was that, back in like 2017? I actually like that movie, especially when it gets into the fantasy aspect of it. So they're now to take on Hercules, and they go by the blueprint of the animated film. Oh, don't forget, we're also getting a Snow White movie next year. So, like I said, so I think Guy Ritchie is a great choice. Like I said, he proved himself with Aladdin. And also, recently I've been liking more and more Guy Ritchie movies. From King Arthur, to The Gentleman, to his movie he had last year, Wrath of Man, with Jason Statham. And then, like I said, he also did Aladdin. So I've been on the Guy Ritchie train lately. I'm not, even though I'm not that big of a fan of his Sherlock Holmes movies. But like I said, ever since the King Arthur movie, I've been enjoying his work as of late. So, meaning that, obviously we're getting a Hercules movie now, and we have a producer, we have a director, they probably already have a script. That means maybe before the end of the year, who knows, maybe my Comic-Con, for all we know, or D23 in September, we could find out who's playing Hercules by then. If they're already this far between a producer, director, and a script, they should have already locked down the actor and been waiting for Comic-Con or D23 to announce it. But, until then, of course, I did some fan casting for who I think would be a perfect Hercules. Now, since Hercules is about a teenager, late teens, early 20s, assuming, in the animated film, I tried to look at younger actors to play the role, other than for one of them. So, my first pick is Chris Pratt. Now, I know he's been in the Guardians movies, he's been in the Jurassic World movies, but Chris Pratt has the charm, charisma, funny. We know him both put on the weight, put on the muscle, like we saw in the first Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World. He's athletic. He actually has a certain look like the Hercules of the animated movie. I think he would be a perfect, and they go a little bit older than like their 20s, maybe someone in their 30s, late 30s. Chris Pratt to me, I think Chris Pratt would be a better choice than Chris Hemsworth or the other Chris Evans. That's my opinion. Because I think Chris Pratt has that, like I said, that humor and charm, and that just, plus we've seen in other movies, like in Passengers, he can be like that sorry, wimpy guy, if you will, or that loner, like in Moneyball. So yeah, Chris Pratt has something about him that I said, and they were going with someone a little bit older. For Hercules, Chris Pratt would be one of my choices. Alright, for number 4, I'm going with not a well-known actor, unless you watch TV, and that would be Carmack. Now, Chris Carmack is known for playing Luke in the OC back in the day. He's been recently on Grey's Anatomy playing the Shepard's sister, Derek's sister. They're an item now, Chris Carmack and Derek's sister. Completely forgetting the name of the character. But he's been on Grey's Anatomy for the past 2 or 3 seasons now. And he's another one, he's older than he was in the OC, but he still has the look. He still looks very young. He can bring the charm and the humor, athleticism. And I think he's not that person that you would automatically think of. But he was one of those people that just kind of popped in my head like, he wouldn't be a bad idea. So Chris Carmack would be another one of those not well-known choices, but he's been around for a while. And I think he would actually he could probably pull off the role really well. Another choice I have is Glenn Powell. I know I've brought this guy up many times for many castings. And then we just saw him in Top Gun Maverick. I mean, you just look at this guy and you say, yeah, Hercules. He just has the look like, yeah, Hercules. Easily. He's young, in his 30s, perfectly built. I mean, especially for someone like Hercules, you want a guy that's perfect. I mean, he can bring the charm, he's funny, he's witty. As we also saw in Top Gun, he can kind of be a little bit of a dick. So depending on how they rank this Hercules, he might start out as, a young, wimpy guy, and then once he becomes Hercules, be a little bit of a dick, maybe. And he's still fairly new. I said, other than for Top Gun right now, most people probably don't even know who this guy is. And that will help. That would help, casting-wise. But yeah, I think it would be a great choice. Now, these last 2 people are probably the perfect choices for Hercules. The second one on the list is Jacob Elordi. A lot of people know this guy from Euphoria. I also saw him in the movie Deep Water. Came out earlier this year with Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas. He's also been in the Netflix movies The Kissing Booth with Joey King. Let me tell you something. This guy has 100% has the look, the physique. Pretty much an unknown, other than for Euphoria. But you know what I also noticed about this guy? When I was watching him in Deep Water, and he was standing next to Ben Affleck, he was bigger than Ben Affleck. Muscular, height, he's taller than Ben, and Ben Affleck was like 6'3", 6'4", and this guy was even bigger than Ben Affleck. And I go, yeah, he can be Hercules. Yeah. He would be a perfect Hercules. He just has, and he's obviously a good actor. He's got a claim on Euphoria. He's starting to build his resume up. And I think he's fairly unknown, and that's the thing. Like with Aladdin, the actor that played Aladdin, even Lily James at the time as Cinderella, she was an unknown. Who else? Let me see. The actors that played Mulan, unknown. Right now, like I said, we got Rachel Zegler playing Snow White. Up until last December, no one knew who Rachel Zegler was. So they pretty much casted an unknown at the time. So I like Disney is going after more unknown people to play these bigger characters. And then other than from Beauty and the Beast, where they got Emma Watson, Hermione Granger, to play Belle. Even the girl playing The Little Mermaid, Haley Bailey, never heard of her. So someone like a Jacob Elordi wouldn't fit that bill of, he hasn't been in much, only like Netflix or Euphoria, but in terms of an actual movie in theaters, nothing so far. So the general audience will not recognize him or know him. Austin Butler, look at him. He has looks. As I just saw in the movie Elvis, he's a really good actor, like, excellent actor. To do what he did playing Elvis, and not imitate or impersonate Elvis, to truly be Elvis, that's hard to do. He brings the charm in moments. And you know what we know about the Hercules animated movie? Hercules has a song in the movie. I can go the distance. I don't care how far I'll go. I'll go every mile, if it's worth my while. Anyway, so Ozzy in the Hercules movie, he's probably going to have to sing. Maybe. Aladdin song, in the Aladdin movie. So knowing that Austin Butler can also sing, he can sing, he has the physique, he has the acting talent, he's young, he's been in stuff like on Disney Channel, he did another show on the CW or something like that, the Something Chronicles, but I think Elvis is his breakout, career-defining role. So other than for Elvis, a lot of people don't know this guy. And to come in now and me and to play Hercules would be great for his career. So those are my 5 tips for Hercules. I'm going to try on Wednesday have a fan casting to play Meg, the love interest in Hercules. And I might even do Hades. But anyway, once again, these are my picks. They're not the right ones, they're not the wrong ones. They're just the 5 that came to my mind. Who would you pick to play Hercules in this Disney live-action remake, if you will? Is there someone that I didn't choose that you would say, yeah, let's get that guy? Let me know in the comments below.